Okay. Let's talk about warranties. Aftermarket warranties specifically.
Aftermarket warranties.
Let's
very
decline that New York
specifically.
call. Yeah. Okay, so I will start it with saying that Gage, at the spry age of 17, bought his first new car to him, new to him, and Lithia tried to sell him an aftermarket warranty, and I was like, no. So, and I went in with how much extra is it? What's the interest rate? Because now you're paying interest on that aftermarket warranty just because it only added $20 or $30 to your monthly payment, and you think they're going to cover whatever. I was like,
Right.
And I had already set him up with, so I don't automatically, we discussed this, Gage and I want to put you into a high yield savings over here so that you have a savings account. So if something actually happens, you have this dollar over here. And then a Roth IRA because you're so young, and please don't be like me and at the ripe old age
everything,
of
and not have anything when you're our age.
I don't know what I'm going to do. Retirement's right around the corner. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Right.
So going into all of that and then explaining that to him and then them saying, yeah, it's only going to add, I don't even know what it was, $20, $30, $40, $50 to your monthly payment over 5 years. And it's only $4,000 we're going to add to the loan at 8%.
Right.
I'm like, dude, no, absolutely not.
Nope. Instead, take 8% out of your paycheck, put it in a high yield savings account every month.
Oh my gosh.
And let it rack up and don't touch it. And just consider,
put an external bank account you don't even have access to.
Exactly. That you don't have any debit cards to, that you don't have any access to outside of that. And then you put X amount of dollars or X amount of percentage of your paycheck to go into that account every month, and you leave it for emergencies.
Yes.
Not vacation. Emergencies.
Dang it.
I know.
Because why? What's our perspective from it, though? Because both you and I hate I will help a customer, but I hate dealing with aftermarket warranties on my end.
They're the worst. And I would say that if I was to go out and get a newer car to me, I would also decline said warranty, having worked with warranty companies at this point. They're just like...
Same.
So they're just like your insurance company when you wreck your car.
I think they're worse.
No, yes, in a different way, but yes, absolutely. So it's like the insurance company when you wreck your car, they're going to look for every way to pay as little as possible or total your car, right? And they're not thinking about you as the person.
No, they're in it for profit.
They're in it for profit. And so the warranty, the aftermarket warranty company is the exact same way. They're looking for a way to not pay for it or pay as little as humanly possible.
Yes. I had one that didn't even pay the cost of the part where I get. Let's say said part cost me $100 and they were going to pay me $50. So now I'm like, well, said part cost me $100. I'm out $50 plus my markup because profit, that's how we make profit, is labor and product markup. Just any business should know that.
Yep.
And so now I'm out the $50 that you're not paying me that I still have to pay my parts house and my markup, which probably was another $50 or whatever it was. I don't even know. But so now I'm out $100 that I have to go to my customer and say, by the way, you are expected to be covered by this said warranty, but your said warranty is only going to cover $50 of this part.
Portion of the repair. Yeah.
And I've seen, even though said tires were on said lifted truck bought from said dealership who sold said warranty declined the whole coverage because the wrong size tires.
Yep. Hands down. They will look for a way to not pay for it. And so that, and I'm a very free-spirited person. I don't like people to tell me what I can and can't do.
Yeah, same.
And so I'm not saying that I would go out and buy a Ford F-350 and lift it 10 inches off the ground and put 42-inch super swampers on it. But you're not going to tell me I'm not going to either.
Yeah, it's my car, and
it's my car.
Paid up the wazoo for it.
I just paid $30,000 for it for the next 5 years. If I want to do what I want to do, I'm going to do what I want to do. And you're not going to tell me otherwise. Hands down. Don't get an aftermarket warranty. And you're not going to
decline my transmission because of my 42-inch tires because it had nothing to correlate with the two.
Right. It doesn't make sense. And I would strongly caution people against aftermarket warranties. I get that, oh, $40 a month, that's great. That's not, but like you said, now take that $4,000 that you paid for it, or $5,000 or whatever, add your 8% or whatever your financing terms were. And that's actually what you're going to be paying for it. And not just that, they don't cover everything.
Let's math that.
Yeah.
Because so technically, I think it was around $3,000.
At least.
Yeah,
At least.
minimum. I think it was about that for, and I'm being conservative, totally being conservative. And the way interest rates are right now, I think he got 6%. So let's just, again, I'll be conservative. So that's another $180 over a yearly lifetime of the loan, times that by 5 years. That's another $900 on top of that loan. So of that $3,000 is now turned into $4,000, and you're going to decline my coverage.
Yep.
I just paid you $4,000 for nothing.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. I mean, people want to, look at these things and be like, well, I don't understand why it's not covered. I have this warranty. And people don't understand that the reason that those warranty packets that they give you are 112 pages of fine print, because those are all the reasons that they're going to use to not pay for it,
because they're
or
going to
pay
run
for
away.
it in total.
Yeah. Oh, it was horrible.
You're not saving anything.
No. And then on the back end, you spent on the phone, 2 hours the
Yeah.
other day, just trying to even see if a part would get covered?
Exactly. And that was only one of the handful of calls that I made in reference to that one particular one. Sometimes, I mean, the most recent cluster one that we did, it had to be filed online. And that was a
that was
full engine
horrible.
replacement
Yeah.
with all of the gaskets. Every single part had to individually be put into that. And we literally knew going into this that this was probably going to be denied because of the aftermarket things that had gone on to this particular vehicle that had been previously recommended to be removed. And we were promised they would be removed. And they weren't removed. And then now the engine's got bad. And so it took me in total, I mean, I would say that I invested probably a day of energy, broken up in between a week, a full 8 hours of energy into inspecting, writing and estimating, and then taking that writing and estimating over and rewriting and re-estimating the entire thing on their platform on the internet.
And there sucks.
Yeah, just to have them turn around and say, nope.
Yeah, and they did it within like an hour. Normally, we don't even hear back from them for days.
Days on end. And
they'll
that
send an
one,
inspector out. Yeah, they were automatically. Yeah, so not only have you invested your time and energy, then you've got the back end of what you get paid, which comes out of we got nothing out of that. So now your time and energy.
We all got nothing out of that. There was we got nothing out of that.
So much more behind that.
It wasn't just my time and effort.
Yeah.
We had two different technicians at two different times put hands on this car for an extended amount of time.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't an effortless, like we weren't going into this saying we're going to get this declined, like this specific one. Like it was, we're going to see if this will work.
And we're going to present the full picture that we have to because we're legally bound to.
Yeah. And I'm not going to perjure myself because that is, if it goes to court, I have to be held liable to a certain type of standard.
Exactly.
Even though, get me back on that soapbox of the whole industry needs to be regulated.
I agree.
Insurance companies and warranty companies too, whether I don't know what they're regulated to, but I'm not going to say, yes, Mr. Insurance Company, this really didn't happen. Because if they can go back and prove that it did, then it all falls back on me. Then consumer doesn't like they got their car fixed.
Yep.
And I lose a business.
Absolutely not. There's under no good circumstance should anybody perjure themselves for the sake of business. Like that will bite you so hard.
100%.
But in this instance, we are the licensed professionals.
Yeah.
Right? We are the licensed professionals that are analyzing this car.
Yeah.
And what if they didn't send, the evaluator out that time, but they did the next time, and then they found out that we did it? Now we're back on the line.
Yeah.
Even though we did that job, a year ago, they're going to come back and say, well, this was on here then and you didn't tell me about it.
Right.
And then our business is online. Our livelihood is online. Your entire family is on the chopping block. I mean, your
Totally.
livelihood.
All of
And
it.
that is not worth it for any one job.
No, especially that job.
No, especially that job. But any one job is not worth you putting you and your family's livelihood or the ability to continue to put food on the table.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not. And I feel like from the customer perspective, they just seem like we denied the claim.
Yes. I think that's how they feel.
They felt that we denied the claim or that it was our fault that the claim was denied. I don't work for
Your
said
warranty company.
insurance company
Yeah.
or warranty company. I don't work for them.
And they're all different in the
And
way
they
that
don't
they
work for
want their
me.
information from us too.
Exactly. Exactly. And so it's like one of the Jeep Compass,
Yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
right? She was there a million years ago, and her poor Jeep Compass, it needed this, then it needed this, then it needed
I
this.
was
then
actually
it needed
surprised
this.
by that warranty company.
And that warranty company was probably my favorite that I've worked with
Yeah.
thus far.
Yeah.
They helped a lot, but they didn't cover all of it.
No.
They didn't cover all of it. And fortunately with that customer, like I think that was my first warranty that I did after coming on.
So you got it easy
And
the
so
first
I
time?
had it easy the first time. I thought,
You had expectations.
You went into that so hard with, oh, I hate this. I hate this part. You're going to hate this. And then I was like, well, this isn't actually that bad. And then it was like every single time I had a warranty after that, it was like, oh no, here
Yeah.
we go again.
Hers was easy.
Hers was easy. Hers was easy. But even hers was, it was an easy one. And the warranty company was easy to work with.
Yeah.
They were great.
They still didn't cover everything.
They didn't cover everything. And that was the best one I've worked with.
Yeah. They even gave her a rental and everything.
Yeah,
I've
they
never heard
even
of that.
gave her a rental for 10 days.
I know.
I mean, honestly,
It's
like,
like rock on warranty company for
know.
that one. But
and the other thing
that was few and far between for me.
Yes. Oh, of course. And not just that, but people also don't understand the length of time it adds working with a warranty company.
Oh my gosh.
Just like the one that I had this week alone. The guy was
Days.
like, we're done. We were done with the car. And he's like, okay, cool. Can I pick it up? And it's like, I can't release the car without payment. And he's like, oh, well, you're going to get it. So can I pick it up? And it's like, no, I don't.
No. And then you did get payment and you had to go find the actual said payment because it went into a junk folder. And we're like, wait, did we get payment?
Yep. Exactly.
Where did it go? And how do I
Where did it go?
redeem said payment?
Exactly. Exactly. And now a lot of times they're doing like these digital cards and stuff like that. I've had some of them not work. And then you got to go through the whole process with the company to confirm that you didn't run the card. And now they got to get you a new card. And
Yeah. And sorry,
It's
2 to
not-
5 business days.
it's not easy working with warranty companies. Warranty companies do not pay. They don't pay even a fraction.
They don't pay fair market value. They don't. Yeah. But the insurance didn't cover anything because they're like aftermarket warranties are all scams.
Yes, they are. They are. Definitely, if you're looking to buy a new car, do not buy a warranty from your company. Take, like you said, a portion of the check, whatever that would have been, plus the interest. What is it going to be? $70 a month?
Yeah.
You think it's not bad, but after a year, that adds up to how much?
You're
You know
paying
what I
for
mean?
it anyways.
And you're paying for it anyways. And that's the other thing is people go into it like it's not going to cost me anything because my car payment's $700 a month.
I know, it's disgusting.
It's like
Yeah.
that's not how the warranty companies work.
No.
And people
You
don't
have a
understand that.
deductible. Almost always. I have not seen one that has not had a deductible yet.
Well, and what cracks me up is that since I've been there, there's been some warranty companies that don't cover Diag.
yeah.
They do not cover diagnostics. Are
right.
you kidding me? So you want me to send you an invoice with 80 parts that it could be? And you want to approve that for pennies on the dollar rather than spend a couple $100 on diagnostics to know for sure what's wrong with the car? So I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I either have to pitch it to the customer that we're just going to throw parts at it until we fix it, or I have to bill the customer for that Diag time so we know we're doing what we should be doing.
Right. And I'm going to throw parts at it that your warranty might not cover.
Yes. And that's a huge one. That's the diagnostics. Diagnostics. People really don't like to pay for diagnostics, I have found. And it is,
I know. Isn't it interesting?
it is incredible to me. So that would be, to me, would be like going to the doctor and being like, here's my list of symptoms. I don't want you to swab me. I don't want you to draw blood.
Yeah.
I don't want you to take my blood pressure.
I know.
I want you to take what I'm giving you at face value. I want you to diagnose
Fix
me,
me.
and then throw medication in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's the exact same thing.
I know.
It's the exact same thing.
I know.
You want to have that full picture with the evidence as to why you're taking said medication to correct said ailment. You want
because
to know
what are the symptoms of said medication that you're going to give me?
exactly. And it's the exact same thing here. It's the exact same thing here. You want to know the whole picture.
Yeah.
You want to know why it's happening, where it's happening, how we fix it, and what's going to happen after we fix it.
Totally. Because not that we would ever, if I was going to throw parts at it,
Yeah.
it's like a domino effect. I might throw this part at it, but it might take out this side because we didn't diagnose it. And that part correlates to this system over here. So if I mess with this, it's going to throw this one into a whole catastrophic, like,
Yeah.
But I know.
Yeah, it's
It's a whole education thing. And I find that more and more people, especially with the newer systems, with the ADAS systems, with the computers that nobody asked for in their cars, that people they have the expectation of turn the key or push the button and it goes. And that's all I care about.
Yep. And just like with the ADAS system, so a million years ago, I got my first mom van, and it had all the bells and whistles. I mean, the automatic doors, it had the hatch that lifted
Fancy.
up.
I never had one of those.
It did all of the things. And man, I thought I was rolling in cheddar until one of those automatic opening doors went out. Right?
Yeah, and you had to replace that.
And so then I go shopping and then got rid of that van. Moons go by, and then I needed another car again. And I said, man, I really miss the room of having a van, so I'm going to start shopping for a van. And I found one that was like a base model. And granted, it cost me a fortune to fix the door and make it work again, right? But I go looking for another van again, and I find one that's within my price, range or whatever, but it's a base model. And I'm like, well, fuck, I don't want to be bothered to open my own doors, right? And so I tell my dad, because my dad, he's always my person that I talk to about these things. So I tell my dad, A, it's a base model, and so it doesn't have like the open. And he's like, great. And I was like, why is that great? And he's like, that's one less thing that's going to fail you.
Yes.
And I was like, I'll take that. 110%. Kids are opening doors. I don't sit in the back. Kids can open doors. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like with the ADAS systems. People get in them. They're brand new fancy cars with the big screens in them, and they sit down and they're like, damn, I don't know what I've been missing. Until
you have to
something
fix it.
Goes wrong, or you get a crack in your windshield that you have to replace. I know somebody who just went through this. They have a newer Honda. It's like a 2021, 2022 Honda Civic.
Yeah.
That's got the ADAS system in it, right? And the windshield was cracked.
Calibration.
It wasn't the insane cost of the window.
Nope.
The installation cost.
Nope.
The programming and the programming of the ADAS system costs more than those two things combined.
Wanna know why? We got priced. We called Hunter. Granted, okay, people, I know the mechanics are going to come for me. You call the Hunter. Yes, we called Hunter. $100,000.
Yeah.
$100,000 for that system.
Yep.
And the other thing, technically, you're supposed to have like an empty runway warehouse space.
Yes.
To have
the
around the
longevity.
vehicle. So basically, I need the size of my RV
You
garage
need a whole new shop.
empty.
Yep.
Sitting empty. To calibrate that car.
That's just to calibrate the systems in those cars
That's
when
just
you
one.
need to.
And there could be multiple for one system.
Yep.
Which is why I'm like, dang it, I need to fix that chip in my window.
No, do it.
I know.
Teslas have like 9 to 13 cameras on them.
Oh, there's and the systems are even further than that. So, and the when he first got into his F-350, so we bought an F-350 because when we sold the big house, we lived in a camper and we needed a vehicle to be able to tow said camper because it's a 40-foot camper. It's a big one.
Yeah.
that one I got in one day and it was like spitting rain, and all of a sudden the windshield wipers move, and I was like, oh. And then my immediate thought when I saw that was like, I didn't touch anything. That's going to be an expensive repair when it goes out, because that's where my mind goes.
Yeah.
Was like, wow, it sensed the water on the windshield,
Oh my
turned the
gosh.
wipers on to wipe said water on the windshield, and it was enough water to like make a smear on. Now I'm irritated because
Yeah.
it's smeared, you know.
I know, right?
And I'm like, oh, that's going to
That's
be an
another
expensive
bell and whistle. That's,
yeah.
once it goes out, how many thousands of
Right?
dollars is that going to cost me? These new fandangled cars. That's why. This is why Alec and I don't get along.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He doesn't like working on the older cars, and I prefer it.
Yeah.
First off, I had a 1990 GMC Suburban. I could sit on the radiator with my feet on it and work on it. Like
Yeah.
I could sit in the engine bay
Right?
and work on it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, when you lift a hood on a new fandangled car, all you see is plastic.
And wires and hoses and where's all the fuses and
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
No.
With all the cameras, the ADAS systems, all of the sensors, there's so many points of disparity and failure in these new cars.
And people don't know what they're buying.
No, no. And I don't care who you are, or how long you have been an ACE certified mechanic, unless you're going to get that yearly, boost up. It is so hard to keep track of all of the new developments that they are coming out with by the second.
Oh, it's disgusting.
And I get it, every single automotive, they have to keep their edge, right? They have to keep why those Honda people will only buy Hondas. I understand the cutthroat, industry that is the automotive industry. I get
But
it.
they fail. Like you had Toyota with their turbos, and they were blowing engines out of Toyotas.
Yes. Or that one, that Chevy Malibu that we had not that long ago, it had 5 computer upgrades. 5 computer updates that had never happened to this engine. Did you know that you have to take your car to the mechanic for an update? I mean,
right? You need
come
IT for
on.
your car.
You need IT for your car? Is this a new? This is a new subscription plan.
Oh, I know.
This is a new monthly subscription plan.
He just had them out today for the truck for a trailer,
your
whatever.
Truck. Yeah. They were just
called
out there
him.
today.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The guy's like, you can do it. You have the software to be able to do it. And he's like, yeah, I know, but you touch it. Now it's your problem.
Yep, exactly. And that's how I would be. My sister is an electrician. I don't do wiring. I don't. I refuse. I won't mess with wiring. I don't understand. People tell me it flows like a river and that it should all make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Cool.
To me.
I don't want to play with it.
It doesn't make sense. I don't like to be electrocuted. It doesn't feel nice to me.
Not even a
And
little bit.
I'm not an electrician, so I end up getting electrocuted, and I don't enjoy that. So I just don't do it.
Nope.
It's I feel like a lot of people should look at these new cars and understand that you're not just taking on a car payment, you're taking on a liability.
100%.
You're taking on a liability. So when you're shopping for a new car and you're saying, my budget is $700 a month, then you're going to end up with a technological nightmare that no one's going to be able to work on except for a licensed mechanic who does do the yearly ACE boost ups and get all of the updates. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then it's a subscription on our side to stay forward with the Ford systems and the GM systems, and then the GM will split it out. And then we pay for GM, we pay for Chevy, we pay for Cadillac, we pay for Oldsmobile, we pay for Pontiac, we pay for so it's not like GM overall.
No.
Right? It's all nickeled and dimed.
Yes, exactly. And people just don't take that into consideration. They go, okay, well, my budget is $250 a month for a car payment. And then they get there, and then they're like, oh, well, let me sell you this Gap insurance and this
Gap I
warranty.
believe in.
And the Gap I do believe in. Gap I do believe in. Because
That is
if you
probably the only thing.
I do have personal friends who have totaled cars that they still had to pay on.
That's what I was like, dude, you buy Gap.
Gap.
I don't care.
110%.
You buy Gap.
Gap is worth it.
We had Gap on the F-350 that was totaled. Guess what covered that car?
Yep, exactly. I do recommend the Gap insurance as well.
Only
But
thing.
then, you go into it like, I just want to pay $250 a month. And then they
Yeah.
sell you on the 1 year of oil changes at 6,000 miles, right? And then
Yeah.
they sell you on the gap insurance, and then they sell you on the warranty, the
Mm-hmm.
aftermarket warranty, right? I mean, they sell you on all this, and then you're looking at $350 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, great. Now I'm going to have this peace of mind.
Yeah.
It's not.
Mm-mm.
It's not. It's not. You're signing up for a constant investment when you buy a car.
Mm-hmm.
A constant investment. Just like when you have a child, that's a constant investment.
And they're not cheap.
And they're not cheap. They're not cheap. And
If you want a healthy adult, the children are not.
no. And and kids, they require insurance just like cars do. And that's
They do.
Yeah. I mean, that's like yeah, because kids can be expensive, trust me. Especially with broken arms.
I know. I had my older two at 17. So when Cheyenne turned 17, I was like, oh, here comes her appendix.
Yep.
Both of them, both of the boys at 17, the ripe age of 17, appendicitis.
Really?
I was like, cool, 2 for 3 when she hit 17. Now I'm good. But yeah, they were going to send Alec home because his pain was on the wrong side of his body. We want to speak of diagnostics.
Yeah.
You're good. You're fine. It's on the wrong side of your body. You're throwing up bile. You're in pain. You don't want to move. You're good. Go home. It's whatever. And then the nurse, he had a male nurse, comes in, takes his blood pressure to discharge him. Literally, we were being discharged. Takes his blood pressure and was like, whoa, maybe we need to put you in a CAT scan. For the blood pressure. You're not going to listen to him for his pain, but you're going to
The high blood pressure is really what led to the CT. Wow.
Pain was on the wrong side. We're going to discharge you.
Diagnostics.
Right?
Diagnostics.
I could have
speak to it high
went
enough.
home with the kid, and then the next day we could have been in the ICU.
Mm-hmm. If you were lucky enough.
Yes,
If you were lucky enough.
because it could have
Hands down.
burst.
Yes. Yeah, because it could have burst.
Yeah,
Just like, with any of the cars that we recommend the diagnostics. It could go from this to a whole lot more really, really
Right.
fast, or
Really,
we
really
could
fast.
rule that out.
mm-hmm.
It's up to you. For $200, we're going to know.
And that's not an expensive
110%.
investment.
No, not when you're trying to rule in or out a head gasket.
Mm-hmm.
That's a potential
Or
for
an
thousands.
electrical issue.
Yes, or an electrical issue.
Mm-hmm.
People just don't understand that. It's just like with the new buyer thing. That's a $200 investment into thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Into thousands of dollars. I don't care if you're buying a $2,000 car off the street or if you're buying a $25,000 car off a lot.
But also, you don't walk into a doctor's office expecting to pay nothing, even if you
Exactly.
do have insurance.
Even if you do have insurance, you have a copay.
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
copay. It's going to cost you something to get that diagnostic. It's not free,
No.
and I don't want somebody putting anything in my body that they don't know that I absolutely need.
All right.
And it's the same thing with my car. I'm not going to throw parts at my car and just hope for the best.
No.
It ends up costing you more in the long run.
So much
by
more,
leaps and
guys.
bounds.
So much
See,
more.
by leaps and bounds. It is so worth that $200 investment to potentially save you thousands, or to tell you it's not worth it.
Yeah. Yes.
If you come
I've
in,
been there since September, right? And I have stories of people saying, I'm not paying that. And then they're stranded in another
Exactly.
state. Multiple times okay,
yeah,
I can't shove it down your throat.
no, and I can't, and it's one of the things I love about the shop. One of our mottos is we don't spend your money without your permission.
Nope.
That's like a ongoing motto around the shop. We don't spend your money without your permission.
Nope.
Because
Because that's stupid. Why am I
It
going to be
is.
like, you brought your car in and now you owe me $1 billion before
Yeah.
I even said anything to you?
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
No. And it's definitely one of those things. It's like that $200 investment into your car so that we can rule in or out what it is. And then, there's been times that we've thought it might be this, or this.
Creeping down.
It might be this, or this. And then, but we want to know for sure. And then we get in there and we find out that, it was this. And unfortunately, that's 70% of what the car is worth.
Yeah.
right?
Get rid of it.
And so it's like, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't.
Not worth
I'm
it.
going to tell you, don't put the $500 or $600 into it or whatever for this little part. It's just not worth it because that isn't going to fix the issue. Your real issue is this, and it's, a whole motor, God forbid, or something like that.
Yep.
And the car isn't worth a whole motor because the whole motor and everything that you have to install with the motor in order to get the warranty.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to run you X amount of dollars, and the car is only worth X amount of dollars, and it just doesn't make sense.
I had a friend question on Facebook a couple months ago. They bought a, I don't know, Camaro, maybe, newer one for her kid's car. We just got quoted $16,000 for a new engine in Eagle. Does that sound about right? And I was like, yep. Sounds about right.
Yep.
If that's what it truly needs, sounds about right.
Yeah.
If the shop is doing everything correctly, yes, it is not just an engine swap.
Well, it's like that lady that called us late last week, early this week, that had the Land Rover. Right?
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, she called and she wanted to know how much something was going to be for the Land Rover. Like it was something substantial, like a head gasket. Like it was something fairly substantial, and she wanted to know if we would give her a secondary quote on it. And she gave me her price, and I'm like, man, for a Land Rover, that's competitive. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
You can call around all over, but those European cars are terrible to work on.
Oh,
Absolutely terrible to work on, and everything takes twice as long.
that's my second piece of advice. Don't buy a Euro
Yeah.
at all, period.
And that, which is funny because when I came to work for you guys, that was my midlife crisis car. I was going to get an Audi.
Yeah.
And then after I talked to Alec, Gage, and Jacob one day about him. And they pretty much attacked me.
I was going to say, you got attacked,
chewed me
didn't you?
up and down about every reason to never, ever have a European car. And it got me back to thinking about the Audi, the Q5 that I worked on. It was literally a year old. And long story short, it needed a radiator cap that had broken in the system. And the radiator cap at our cost was over $100 for a freaking radiator cap. And this radiator cap was plastic components, all plastic.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
And that's for a radiator cap. Radiator caps are $15.
I know. It's a little piece of metal with a lever.
$15.
Right?
And the one with the lever, that's called a safe stat. And that one's $19.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, you're looking at $20.
Right?
Except for on an Audi or a European German-made car. You're literally talking $100.
Diesels too.
Yeah,
and I don't
diesels
think
too.
the kids these days, they think, oh, I can tune a diesel and make it look cool, or I can, what's they do to make it roll coal, whatever they do, tune it. Is it a tuning thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. To
Where
make
they
it
make
roll
it
coal.
spit out black with the stacks. Yep.
Yeah. So, but once they do that, they've messed with the entire system of the vehicle. And now you're talking thousands because it's a diesel.
Yeah.
Diesel.
One of the misconceptions that I had coming into the automotive industry from a million years ago was, oh, well, if your catalytic converter is going bad, you could just straight pipe it, right? Right? You don't need the catalytic converter because we don't have emissions in Idaho. Like, you don't need it.
Right.
You can go without it. And it was after I went to work at Napa, it was like, yeah, you can, technically, but then nobody legally can work on your car ever again. Federally mandated. They can't
Just
touch
because
it.
it's state. Yeah, I know. We get those phone calls too. And they'll, can you tune my, nope,
No,
can't do it.
no, that's a federal regulation.
Yep.
So yeah, technically, I mean, yeah, you could probably take your cat off.
State, you could,
Yeah.
but it's also federally mandated for, like, we're surrounded by states that have marijuana that's legal, right? But Idaho, it's not.
Nope.
It's a Fed thing. It is a Fed thing.
It is a Fed
And
thing.
I ain't messing with no Feds.
No.
Their pockets are way deeper than mine, and I
Nope.
like where I live. Saying.
I like to be able to put food on the table
Right?
and not live in shackles. Personally.
Yeah.
Personally.
I mean, they might feed me bologna sandwiches every day, but,
maybe
I'm
if
good.
you're lucky, you'll get a meat slice on there.
Yeah, I'm good.
No.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
That
No.
was definitely one of the misconceptions coming into the automotive world was like, There's so many rules and regulations, but there's not regulations on the industry.
I know.
And that's
Drives me up the
infuriating.
wall.
There's rules and regulations to what you can and can't do, but there's no regulations on the industry. And I think that, just like you said on one of the podcasts, it needs to change.
100%.
Needs to change.
Doctors are regulated. Lawyers are regulated. Even a freaking journalist is regulated.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But a mechanic, so I can say I know how, I would never claim I know how to work on a car, and I can probably work on cars to an extent.
Yeah.
Would I ever open up my own mechanic shop and bring in cars as a business? No.
Right.
Can I? Yes.
Right. I mean, there isn't,
And then as a consumer, how do I know?
right.
How do I know?
There's no code of ethics.
No.
There's no code of ethics.
No.
And that unfortunately is what has kind of put a black stamp on the automotive industry, because there are bad sheep in there out there in the flock, right?
More than most, yeah.
That take advantage of situations and people to make money. And that casts a shadow on the entire industry, especially mom and pop shops that are just there to try to keep people safe and on the road and keep food in their own bellies.
And there's so much liability behind working on a car. So much liability.
Yep.
And that people don't understand that once I touch your car, I'm liable.
Yeah.
So now I am documenting everything, because if I go to court, and we've gone to court before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I'm going to court over this, I'm going to have proof that I did the best of my ability to take care of this vehicle or whatever it was involved in this whatever.
Exactly.
I'm going to have all of the documentation saying I came at with the best ability that I could and the knowledge that I had in that industry to be able to defend myself that I did right.
Yes. Right. And that was part of that branches back to my first 30 days. I got in touch with the PTSD because of
I'm
that.
sorry.
No, because of that. It's like it started back with the ADAS system on that Honda.
Oh, I know.
That was my first really heavy, and it'll probably stick with me forever because it was my first one, right?
Yeah.
So it was my first really heavy emotional one, because
Yeah.
it was like we had replaced what I thought to be every single part of the braking system. And then it turns out that there's an electronic parking brake on the back of the caliper. Are you kidding me?
Hi, ADOS.
Why? Why is that there? Right? And that was like I had called this woman with devotion that we had replaced everything in her braking system. There was nothing else that could go wrong. And then come to find out the ADOS system, they had this electronic parking brake on the back of a caliper that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Right. So then I have to call back and make another hard call. And then we have to tell her, like, we have to program your ADOS system. This is not just your car, but this is your kid's car.
Yeah.
And this is the ADOS system. And this is a federally,
I am
looked at
liable.
thing.
I've touched the car now.
We've touched the car. We're the licensed professionals. We're the last people that had hands on the car. So unfortunately, we have to make this call to the customer where it's like, if you don't want us to touch the ADOS system, your vehicle has to leave on a tow truck, right? And it was such a hard call to make. But like on the other side of that, I see your perspective, which is if this kid was to go out in this car and get into an accident,
take out an F-350, and he didn't make it.
Yes, or end up in a wheelchair, God forbid, or something terrible, and it turns out to be a failure point because the ADOS system wasn't working correctly. We would be on the line for that because we were the last licensed professionals that had hands on the car.
Yep.
I mean, and that's a heavy burden for us, and it's a very difficult burden to describe to a customer so that they understand.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take advantage of you.
I'm trying to keep you safe.
I'm trying to keep you safe while I'm also continuing to put food on my own table and make sure that my kid's safe.
Yeah.
Because if something was to happen with this situation in this car and we were to be held liable, I might not be able to feed my kid.
Nope.
And I'm sorry, but that's not.
No.
I'm not willing to do that.
Or I've got the guilt of manslaughter because I didn't do something correct.
Exactly.
And like to carry that burden,
It's just not something I'm willing to do.
No.
And so it's
Again, reason why the industry should be regulated.
agreed.
Because there's
Agreed.
people who will just skirt that kind of stuff and not care.
Well, there's people that would, the ADOS system doesn't work. It's fine.
It's just a light.
It's just a light. Exactly.
If the light even comes on.
Yeah. But instead of doing that, they want to do all these other things that they're maybe going to make a better profit on. But, people just don't understand that it's not, we have to think about our livelihood and the longevity of us being able to provide for our families.
Totally. Totally.
I wish that people would understand. I'm not trying to take advantage of you. I'm not trying to take your money. I'm not trying to get you to spend more money than you need to. I'm simply trying to keep you safe and on the road. Yeah. Because I have to sleep at night.
100%. That's why I started the podcast, because I don't think, maybe I came in blindsided because I've been sidestepped with the industry for 30-something years, right? So he's in my ear, since I was a kid. Yeah. But it's not something that I'm like, I really like that. I want to pay attention to it. I know more than most. Yeah. Do I show an interest in it? Not even a little bit. But forgot where I was going with that one too. But the podcast.
Yes, the podcast.
I mean, welcome to perimenopause, right?
I know, right? I know. It hits hard.
Oh my gosh.
It hits hard.
But that's why I started it, is because I wanted to bring the education of the behind the scenes of the things that we deal with, not only as a family business, but as a car industry itself.
Yes. Yes.
It's hard.
It is. It's incredibly hard. It's a cutthroat industry for sure on several different, sides of it. And I do wish that, like you said, I wish there would be regulations, a code of ethics that all of the, mechanics had to stand by. Yes. And I wish that each and every shop had to have an ACE master technician.
Minimum.
At least.
Minimum.
At least one.
Yeah.
I mean, at least put one in every single shop that, does the inspections and the quality checks.
Because that proves that they're educating themselves yearly on a bit, because we can circle back to how fast these cars are changing.
Yes.
If they're not being educated, and the education system in of itself, I mean, you can do the research. Even Ford is like, we are down at nobody wants to be a mechanic anymore.
I know.
We're losing technicians by an alarming rate.
Yep.
Because of the way that they're paid, of the way that they're trained, of the way that they have to enter the industry. No other industry do you have to pay for all of your tools, which could be the cost of a nice Suburban to enter into the industry to do your job.
Yeah.
I mean, and even if you go to school and get a 4-year degree, at least I'm getting student loans and I can possibly not die with those.
Yeah, possibly.
I'll die with mine. But if you go in as a mechanic, there's no opportunity to be able to walk onto the Snap-on truck or Harbor Freight, or even Sears is gone now. So where are you getting craftsmen? I don't know. But there's no opportunity to be able to get money or reimbursement or some type of loan to get the tools that you need to enter the industry.
Yep.
Nobody wants to be a mechanic.
Nobody wants to be a mechanic. And the industry is changing by the second, and it's not regulated.
No.
I mean,
we don't even have unions like electricians do. And, you've got all these other unions that have formed around for the blue-collar person. Yeah. Nope.
Yep.
None
it doesn't
of that.
exist.
I know.
We
should go fight it as two angry women.
I know, right? Maybe we can get some headway.
Well, let's go talk to our Senate people.
I agree. No, I do. I think that there should be some more regulations. And like I said, a code of ethics.
100%. I totally agree.
There's the black sheep that are casting the shadow. Yeah, exactly. There's the black sheep that are casting the shadow.
I've seen the repercussions of a poor little old lady and a mobile mechanic.
Yes.
And now we've had to, because she didn't want to pay our price because it was expensive, and I understand that. I'm not, as much as I would love to be a charity shop, we're not.
Yeah.
We have to feed our people, and I have to pay a fair wage to be able to keep these mechanics and a service advisor and, to be able to advise you on the repairs that need to be done on your car. So she said, I can't afford that. Totally fair. I get that. I am not judging you for that at all.
No.
Not even a little bit.
No.
But now I'm judging the mobile mechanic who ripped you off, because now you're back paying triple the original quote that I gave you. And I'm having to go back in and repair the entire repair that he claimed to have done.
Right. And that's such a hard one. Mobile mechanics scare the hell out of me. I have known a couple of good ones, but I have known a lot of them that shouldn't.
Oh, I know. Because they don't need to maintain the overhead, and I can just drive around the valley and fix a car. And
Yeah. I mean, and
where's my proof of who I am?
exactly.
I don't need it.
There's none. There is none.
Mm-mm.
There is none. And when you ask a mechanic for their credentials, I mean, they're just going to laugh at you because mechanics don't really have
don't
a
need
credential.
any.
Yeah, they don't have to have any. They don't have to have any.
No.
You know what I mean? And you're probably not going to find an A certified mobile mechanic because, that just doesn't make sense. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I have a ton of empathy from being on the both sides of the counter.
Yeah.
A ton of empathy from being on both sides of the counter. I have been up creek without a paddle, needing expensive car work done, not knowing how I was
100%.
going to do it.
I was a broke 20-year-old.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
exactly.
get it.
Exactly.
I get it.
I do get it, but it is one of those things. It's just like we were talking the other day. It's like paying your power
Yeah.
at home. It's how you get to work. It's how you get to the grocery store. It's how you get the kids to the doctors, right? It's how you make your money. It is your bread and butter. Just like the lights keep the lights on at home and keep your home livable. The car is what provides you the
To be able to
ability
keep those lights
to
on.
keep those things.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's another one of those things. It's an investment. It's an investment into your safety and future.
Yep.
And people need to prioritize that and not through a warranty company.
God, not through a warranty company.
No.
Insurance companies aren't easy either. They're
No.
stupid. I can go on a rant. They're all shady. They're all
Yes.
scammy, and they're all slimy, and I hate them all.
I agree. Hands down. Hands down.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. No.
I agree.